It's time to wire the sucker up, and for that we've gone to Versatile Wiring. He helped us with a harness on our B16B EF Civic, and we liked it so much we wanted to run it on this engine as well. And this is a complete engine harness that replaces the OEM one, and you can see everything is terminated with OE style connectors, and it's all labeled nicely. This is really what Versatile specializes in, is engine harnesses for Hondas, whether it's B series, D series, K series, whatever you're doing, he can build it to your specification. We do have a little bit of work to fish this through the firewall to where the factory ECU, or actually where the Link ECU is gonna live. Quick update on the wiring here. This is a tucked harness, so there's actually a sub harness that runs behind the dash up here to the OE connectors that normally live here on the shock tower. But what we're gonna do is fish these back through the firewall, through this OE grommet here, and make that connection. And the rest of the harness, you can see I've fished through the firewall at the other OE grommet over there. Not too difficult to do, you just have to pry the grommet out, fish the big connectors down through there. Just wrapping up the harness install here and plugging in the injectors. As you can see, the wiring comes in from underneath because this is a tucked harness. It was pretty simple to install. I mean, obviously the routing being different than OEM, you have to use your brain a little bit to figure out how Ricardo at Versatile Wiring has designed it to be tucked, but it's all really pretty easy to figure out. Jumping in the cabin here to show you what we're going to do about engine control, and for that we're using Link's G4X HC96 Plus. So this is an OBD2 style interface, which is a plug-in for Honda OB2 Honda B series like this. And the beauty of this solution, as opposed to say using Hondata, which uses puts a board on the factory ECU itself. With that system, you're using 30-year-old hardware, you've got leaky capacitors. Like, we've been through this where these old ECUs start to fail. So for a little bit more money, and it's really a very small step of money, you get a brand new full-featured ECU with all the modern features that you want, and it just plugs in and works everything. So like, there's really no downside to this. We're also going to add in Link's Cam Lambda sensor, and this gives you the fastest, most accurate wideband readouts, which is key for good tuning. So that's why we're big fans of their Cam Lambda setup. And we also have their expansion loom here, which is going to allow us to add a couple of extra sensors.
Well, that was one of the easier wiring jobs I've done in a while, and it was basically almost like 4 wires for the Link here. As Dave mentioned, it is a full plug and play system. You just got to figure out where the plugs go. Now all I'm left with is my expansion port here, which has the signal wires running to this harness here, which will be for our 2 sensors, our fuel and oil pressure. And then this plugs into the expansion port right up here on the ECU. And for Cam Lambda, I did have to wire up a power and a ground, but that's it. And then this goes to Cam